Hi, and welcome to this power yoga class. We start straight away in child pose. So move the knees away, big toes together, and have the forehead on the ground. Then you can have the forearms, arms along the body, or if you prefer, extended over the head. We take few seconds to come here, to this space, prepare for our practice. Create this connection with whatever we left, whatever we'll find after the practice, trying to be fully present here in this moment, gathering all our strength that will be really needed for this class. Connect with your breath, see how you're breathing. Breathing into the belly, expanding the belly during the inhalation and relaxing the belly during the exhalation. The space in between the inner thigh. Then slowly place the hands on the mat. Find your quadruped's position. So hands are underneath the shoulder and knees underneath the hips. We start to do some movement on the wrist, so to warming up the wrist. We place all the weight on the right hand, the right wrist, then shift forward, then on the left side, and then backwards, making these circles, which can be tiny or even bigger by moving the hips towards the heels, shoulder over the wrist, exploring the sensation in different parts of the hands, the weight on the pinkies, the weight on the thumbs, on the different parts of the palms, the heel of the hands, the knuckles. Reverse the direction. Inhale when you come forward. Exhale, you complete the circle. And now rotate the fingers towards the long side of the mat and do the same. So circle forward and backwards. And you can have the wrists together, so closer to each other, or maybe you want to keep them shoulder width distance, or maybe more mat width distance apart. So see what it makes more sense for you right now. Then reverse the circle. And now rotate the fingers towards the knees. See how far they can go. You lean backwards, you lift the palms, and then you lean forward. You try to lift the fingers. And then you go backwards, lifting the palms, shift forward, lifting fingers or fingertips, and then once again. Now have the hands in the normal orientation, but place the back of the right hand on the mat. You stay there. If this is too much for you, you can always move the weights of your body on the other hand. We stay here for a few seconds. And reverse, back of the left hand on the mat. You can stay in stillness, or if you prefer, maybe you want to sway forward and backwards, maybe tiny circles. Come back again. Now tuck the toes, lift the knees and find your downward facing dog. And you can walk here. You're welcome to do any free movement your body is craving. Maybe shifting the hips side to side. Alternate the legs, stretching one leg, bending the other one. And now find stillness on your downward facing dog. Lower the knees down so you can touch the ground or almost touch the ground. And then shift the hips high, gazing between the thumbs. Do a plank with a cat pose. Imagine an angry cat. Find your plank pose. And then from here, activate your core. Move the hips high and then back. Downward facing dog. And then again, lower the knees down. Maybe you touch the floor. Shift the hips high. Find your angry cat plank pose. The hips are heavy here. And then you move the hips high. Back, downward facing dog. And again, lower the knees down, touch the ground, or maybe no, hips high, find your angry cat plank pose. Hold your plank pose, hold it. So hips are heavy, inner thigh are super active. Imagine you're squeezing a ball in between the ankles. And you are pressing the hands on the ground, you are pushing the mat away. And from here we lower all the way down in 10, 9, elbows are close to the body, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And from here, place the fingertips outside the mat, find your oscillating cobra. So you unravel the upper body, head is last, inhaling, exhaling all the way down, head is last. Inhale, you move up, exhale, you wave down. Inhale up, exhale down. Last one. Inhale up, exhale down. Now have the hands underneath the shoulder, elbows in, tuck the toes, tuck the tailbone. You can have the knees down. I want you to lift yourself in plank pose or with the knees down, but in one line between shoulders and hips. So you press everything and then you lift high. And back, downward facing dog. And one last time here, knees towards the ground. Move the hips high. Find your angry cat plank pose. You lower in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, one line, 4, 3, 2, 1. And from here, directly, we press high. You can have knees down or not. Press everything up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. And exhale, bend the right leg, move the knee towards the right side and towards the ceiling. So you're finding this scorpion tail action where the right toes are targeting the opposite glutes. So you stay here, open there. Now from here, straighten the right leg. Can you do the biggest circle that you can? And we will find our lizard pose. So the biggest circle to place the right foot outside the right hand in the most controlled way you can. Now, you can stay just with the left hand on the ground, right hand goes up. You can place the right palm at the back of the head, and we do some push-up here. So we want to bend towards the right ankle. If you want, you can even place the back of the right hand towards the lower back, and then push up, where we want to have the chest towards the right ankle. The last one. Nice. And then from here, have your yoga blocks always around you. You can always use them to find more support, more height. Straighten the right leg. You can turn the blocks in any way they can serve you. And now from here, shift forward, find your active squat. So, heels are on the mat, the rest of the feet are outside, and we can have arms in front of us or in prayer. We do pulses, pulses, pulses. So the knees are moving outside. All these muscles are engaged. So the outer thigh muscle, pulses, pulses, pulses. Stay low, stay low. Inhale here, exhale, straighten the legs. Inhale, move the arms high, gaze up. Exhale, sit again on your active squat. Find your plank pose. One hand at a time, one foot at a time. We lower down again with control. It's a power yoga class. So we do our best to really work on our endurance. So we lower, 10, 9, knees can be down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we push up again, knees off or on the ground. And back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Bend the left leg, find your scorpion tail by moving the left knee towards the ceiling. The left toes are targeting the opposite glutes, also here. Now straighten the left leg. Do the biggest circle by moving the foot towards the ceiling. Can you land the left foot outside the left hand? in the slowest and controlled way that you can. Stay just on the right hand, left hand can be on the lower back. Do your push-up. So you bend on the right elbow and you try to move the chest towards the left ankle. Push up. Where is your breath? 2 and 1. Variation of extended pyramid. We try to straightenish both legs. We can use the blocks, fingertips on the ground. Shift the weight forward, find your active squat, also here. And again, pulses, 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 pulses. Sit lower. Inhale here, exhale, straighten the legs. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, active squat. Hands on the ground, find your plank pose. We lower down, knees can be down in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We lift up again, elbows in, knees can be down, and back, downward facing dog. Same thing, a bit different. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, bend the leg, find your scorpion tail. See if you can spot the right toes over the left armpit. Straighten the right leg. Do the biggest circle that you can. Find your lizard, lowering the right hand outside the right foot outside the right hand. This time here, we can stay on the fingertips. We can stay with hands on the block. And then from here, can we try to remove, as much as we can, supports. So maybe we just stay with 2 fingers on the ground or on the block. Maybe no fingers. If you stay there, so you need to turn more weight on the front leg and placing the arms like a capital T. And you stay there. Stay strong. Try to extend the back knee. Stay there. Hands on the block. Once again, straighten both legs. Option to lift the front toes, staying just on the heel. Bend the right leg. And again, a bit of momentum or maybe more steps to find again active squat. But this time, can you actually widen the toes, the feet? So you stay there at the top of the mat, just stay here to show you. So you find a more goddess pose. So you don't need to have crazy open feet or legs. So you still maintain a diagonal direction, but you just move the legs wider. And then from here, hands together, we sway side to side. We stay low and we sway. So it's a goddess pose where we sway. We feel the quads active. Long breath. And we keep it for another 10 seconds. So we are working with our endurance today as well. Staying strong physically, but also mentally. Don't give up. See how much we can go over our limits. And if we want to stop, maybe you can just ask yourself, is it because you are tired physically or more mentally? And then stop. Okay. Then from here, you move the feet together and we find feet below the hip. So feet hip width distance apart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, all the way down. Find your Uttanasana. You close the space between the thigh and the chest. Hands on the ground. Find again your downward facing dog. And from here, and normal vinyasa. Inhale, roll to your plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga, you lower down at the elbow level. Inhale, upward facing dog, untuck the toes. Exhale, shift the hips high, downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg high. Open the left hip, move the knee towards the ceiling. See if you can see your left toes over the right armpit. Straighten the left leg, do the bigger circle. Land the left foot outside the same hand. Find your lizard. You can place hands on the ground, hands on the block. We slowly start to remove any support on the hands and see if we can hover. We want to know, we want to explore. Where should I place the weight of my body? How can I distribute the weight of my body in order to stay only on the feet in this position? You can extend the arms as a capital T. Long breath there. Straighten the right leg, flattening the back, right knee. Stay strong. Don't collapse with the chest on the thigh. Hands on the block, straighten both legs. And once again, we bend the left leg, step the right leg outside, and we want to widen the distance between the feet. And again, we shift side to side, goddess pose. Explore by having the feet wider. You want to have them wide so that actually when you go down, the hips are in line with the knees. And you sway side to side. Try to focus on your breath. Forget about how the quads are burning. Maybe they're not. Mine are super burning. So just sway side to side. Stay with your breath. Maybe you focus on counting the breath. You inhale for 3, exhale for 3. There are all ways we can distract the brain from pain. Other 10 seconds. Stay with me. Activate the core even more. Try to use other muscles to support you. The big toes grounding on the mat. The abs even more active. 3, 2, and 1. Straighten the legs. Move the feet closer. Hip width distance apart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, close the space between the thigh and the chest. Uttanasana. Hands on the ground. Find your downward facing dog. Inhale, roll to plank pose. Exhale, find your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Stay in your down dog. And from here, lift the right leg up. Can you shift now more weight on the right hand? Can you just stay on the fingertips on the left hand? Maybe just on the first finger. Maybe you also lift the left hand from the ground, finding this balance in downward facing dog. Maybe you move the arm along the body, left arm along the body. Stay strong. And land both hands, both feet down. Do the same thing on the other side. Lift the left leg high. Start to shift more weight on the left hand. And see if you can stay on the fingertips of the right hand. Maybe just on one finger. Bend the right leg so you have more support. And see if you can maybe have the right arm along the body. Use the right big toe to stay down. Left shoulder super strong. The core that is active, that it keeps you staying in the pose. And lower everything down. Walk with the hands towards the toes and find again your Uttanasana, closing the space between the chest and the thigh. walk again on your downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. Find again scorpion tail. Move the right knee towards the chest. See if you can spot the right toes over the left armpit. And you keep watching your right foot, the right toes. Can you land the right foot super slowly behind you? Finding your wild thing. Once you're there, move the hips higher. Turn the chest towards the ceiling. Don't move away from the left shoulder that is supporting you. And now you see half of the body is already in a side plank. So try to move all the weight on the left foot, left hand, and you hover the right foot behind you. So side plank on the left side. Maybe you want to tap with the right big toe in front of you and behind you. In front of you and behind you. This is an option. In front of you and behind you. And now in a super controlled way, can you step the right foot beside the left hand? Whoa, finding a twisted lunge. So right arm towards the ceiling. If you want, you can lower the back knee down. Otherwise, stay high. Also from here, remove some support on the left hand. So maybe you just stay on 3 fingers, 1 finger, maybe no finger. And then use the core to come high and keep rotating on this twisted lunge. So we are twisting towards our right side, opening the arms as a T, finding balance here as well. I suggest you to bend slightly the back leg to have more support. And try to open a little bit more at each exhalation at the right shoulder. And now you stay here. You straighten the front leg. Left arm find the right shoulder. You bend the back leg. Maybe right hand find the opposite calf. Playing with this balance also here. And now bend the front leg. You can use the blocks underneath the hands. Find your warrior 3. So you straighten the left leg, stay bent on the right leg. And from here, hands can be on the block or in prayer. You want to go with the left knee towards the opposite calf. And then again, warrior 3. And then again, you go towards the calf, extend warrior 3 to the opposite calf, extend warrior 3 to the opposite ankle. You go even lower. And warrior 3. You can find support if you want, or no hands. Lower slowly the back leg. Straighten both legs and forward fold. The back heel is lifted. Long breath here. Open chest, long spine. Bend the front leg. Find your downward facing dog. 3 breaths in down dog. Inhale, the left leg high. Exhale, find your scorpion tail. See if you can spot the left toes, left foot over the opposite armpit. Slowly lower the left foot behind you, finding your wild thing. Move the hips high, turning the chest towards the heel. You can extend the left arm over the head. Prepare your body for side plank on the right side. So you lift the back foot, left knee to the chest. Maybe you tap the left big toe in front of you and behind you. In front of you, behind you, like you are drawing a rainbow with the left knee. And the last time, you want to step the left foot in line with the opposite right hand. Once you're here, find your twisted high lunge. Breathe there. Straighten the right leg. And now, can you slowly start to remove supports from the right fingertips till you activate the core, and you keep turning towards the left side. You open the arms as a T. You slowly start to straighten the front leg, and you keep bending the back leg. Right hand will find the left shoulder. Left hand maybe will catch the opposite arm string, or maybe the back of the knee, maybe the calf. And slowly bend the front leg. Have the hands on the block. If you need, find your warrior 3. Hands in prayer. Keep the left leg bent so you have more support. And then bend the right leg, targeting the opposite calf with the right knee. Extend again in warrior 3, and then touch it again. Inhale, you straighten in warrior 3. Exhale towards the opposite calf. Last time, straighten and exhale. See if you can go towards the ankle. Straighten again and lower the back toe. And now straighten both legs. Keep the forward fold. So chest is open, you are hinging at the hips. Bend the front leg, find your downward facing dog. And from here we find the vinyasa. Inhale towards your plank, angry cat pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, open up. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. Inhale, have the right leg up. Exhale, knee to the chest. Roll forward, keep the right knee with you. Create more space in between the shoulder blades. Flex the right foot and leave the foot in between the hands. You find your high lunge. See if you can actually move the right toes, right foot even more forward. And you hold your right lunge. Can you have a bit of the tucking of the tailbone? So we don't flare the ribs out, but we keep everything in. Kind of the longest lunge you can take, and you hold it, you just hold it there. Working again with your endurance. Stay there with me for another 10 seconds. 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands on the ground. Find again your downward facing dog. Switch side. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee to the chest. Roll towards the angry cat pose. Keep the knee towards the chest, separating the shoulder blades. Flex the left foot and land it in between the hands. Again, you can start to move the left foot forward, finding your low, a long distance lunge, tucking the tailbone. So maybe we start to elongate the right hip flexor that we worked today. Long breath. Straightening the back knee. Stay with me for another 10 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands on the ground. Find your downward facing dog. From here, have the knees down. Take a block. Place the palms outside the block in this way. You want to squeeze the block. Elbows are in line with the block, which means also shoulder width distance apart. So don't move the elbows too far. Keep them underneath the shoulder. Tuck the toes, lift the hips high. And you can stay here Or maybe you want to walk with the toes towards the elbow by keeping the hips high, by moving the weight of the body towards the arms, the shoulder. And then you stay there. We hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the knees down. Have the hands behind you for support. Maybe you stay here, that's a lot. Maybe you lift the knees. Lower the knees down. Have the fingertips behind you. Can you lift the hips from the heels? Activating the glutes there. Pushing the hips forward, squeezing the shoulder blades, and lowering the hips down. Then from here, lay down on your back. We want to work a little bit with the abs in order to close the practice. So, have the legs towards the ceiling. Lower the legs down, but keep the lower back down. Once you reach the maximum you can without moving the lower back off the mat, you also lift the shoulder. And from here, lift high towards high butt pose. And then lower down, lower back is down, low butt pose. So high butt pose, low butt pose. A high butt pose, low butt pose. Inhale, low butt pose, exhale. High butt. Inhale, lower down, exhale, lift high. Inhale, lower, exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lower, exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lower, exhale, squeeze. Lower and high for 3, lower, high. Inhale, lower, 2, exhale, high. 1, inhale, lower, exhale, high. And lower again. Have the knees towards the chest, roll side to side. Have the heels really close to the glutes and find your bridge pose. So you want to move the hips high. And now lift the toes, stay just on the heel. Can you start to move the heel away? So you want to also to have the elbows off the mat. You start to walk. You walk with your feet or just with the heel, and then you come back. But you want to keep the hips super high the whole time. Tiny, tiny steps. You walk, you walk, you walk. See how low can you go? Maybe you find a position where your legs are almost straightened, and then you come back again. Another time in this way. So same thing, we walk away, we come back. It's the last time. This is the last active exercise of today. I come back and lower down. Have the knees towards the chest again and find an happy baby pose. So you separate the knees, the legs. You can grab the ankle outside of the feet, inside, sway side to side. Now we find a twist here. So straighten the left leg, right knee, right foot is on top of the opposite thigh. Shift the glutes, the hips towards the right side. Extend your right arm and the left knee is going towards the ground. Keep both shoulders on the ground and see how far the right knee can go without lifting the right shoulder from the ground. Long breath. Breathe in the belly. Breathe in the lower back. See if you can send the breath in these areas. And come back to the center. Straighten the right leg. Left knee to the chest, left foot on top of the opposite thigh. Step the hips towards the left side, straighten the left arm. Keep both shoulders on the ground. See how far the knee can go down. Come back to the center. Find your Shavasana. Extend the legs, extend the arms. Have the chin towards the chest. And experience the feeling after the class. This search for your inner strength, physical strength. And I leave you here in Shavasana. You're welcome to stay here as long as you need, but please stay. Take even few seconds to see whatever arises, to take a break, to feel your body heavy on the ground and any feelings, emotion, thoughts that want to arise in this moment. And thank you for practicing with me. To the next time. Namaste.